going on, Roland Empire? Here, guys, to give you a video, with this like just casual setting location. Just want to talk about like a top 10 or top moment, just of an actor or a character, so to speak. And I want to go with the topic of the MCU. I like it. Okay, like this is just I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting anybody in a way where like let me talk and just be passionate or at least be vocal of like what I like. I want to talk about Iron Man. I get it. Like Iron Man, it could be polarizing in a certain point of view, or like how people are like he messed everything up, but he also kind of started so many things and saved the Avengers, stuff like that. I like the character because he's very complex. He has adversity. Who cannot understand that? That's really relatable. It's very humanizing. And he has a lot of good scenes. Okay, he started out the MCU with the whole crew that was assembled, and then became what it was, nowadays. So it's just like, man, kudos, and especially Robert Downey Jr. just giving a really good performance. It's like you can kind of say he's playing himself, but in a way, it's like both people really benefit from one another, and I like his charismatic, energetic kind of thing. It's something to just be inspired, to be motivation by, and it's just nice. And he's had so many moments. Okay, you'd say he's appeared in other people's trilogies, whatnot, but you know what? It's for the better good, or at least it was something justifiable. It was enough, and he's had his own franchise. And I have to say, some of my favorite parts is obviously his introduction in Iron Man, really setting off the tone of what the MCU was going to be in a good way. Obviously, it has its negatives, but its positives in a good way. I really like how he brought that character. He brought that character to life and just made something new and just made the universe what it is. Like, kudos to that. I admit that. And then having him just be like the start, like you want to see the whole Avengers crew work as a team, but he's always bringing that energy, whether it's in the Avengers movies too, and saying I'm not the boss, but I pay for everything. So I get that whole thing, and just seeing him like saving the world like from Loki and that kind of thing, like good job. But even those little things, you realize that's what kind of ticks him. It ticks him now. What eventually becomes Civil War has more dramatic, good moments in that, especially like when he realizes about his parents and then Bucky. Like again, that's Robert Downey Jr. being a good actor. Like I'm like, this is why you were paid. You were signed for. Like I get it. There's certain formulaic structures of how you have to do beats. But when they let him shine, and he's a good actor in that alone. Come on, man. I'm glad he's had a bounce back where it's just like he is the actor he is now. Like, okay, compliments, kudos is like phrases, critically acclaimed, receptions well deserved, and just seeing him just like realizing like I can really tell that he knows that maybe not some of this is good, but some of this is good, and it's been reflected with other people like Peter and Happy. But yeah, that's what Tony is. Seeing him mentored, Spider-Man, having those incredible scenes that they had in Homecoming and in Infinity War, just father and son. Obviously, like he takes the suit, but it gives him back the suit, and then just seeing what he's like, what are you doing in here? And then what's going on with you shouldn't be here. You should be living living that school life. But then he's got to be an Avenger, and just seeing all the struggles and the conflicts that goes on. He cares. It shows that he does. He cares. And in Endgame, it definitely shows how he loves his family, but then he also wants his true family. And then seeing him get Peter back, and it's just so emotional. And you get a full on arcs within arcs. Who would have think? Satisfying like conclusion was like he has a heart. It's the kind of thing like a lot of these Marvel characters contribute in there's some sort of way. Okay, Black Panther, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. Though you gotta give it, you gotta admit whether you hate him, whether you like him. So and he really does contribute a lot to this universe, and it shows. Whether it's just several moments, whether when he's with the team, whether it's his own standalone, when he's just with interacting with characters. It's like it's nice, and I like that. Really, you can't paint him as a villain, you can't paint him as a hero, but there's that complexity. There's a complexity that's what at least keeps it refreshing. I like his arc. Like he was a genius billionaire boy, playboy, whatever. He's a playboy philanthropist, but he became like a sincere kind of. Still witty and quirky, and still obviously he's rich and all. He's a genius. And all, but he became more of a sincere kind of mentor now. He became a father figure, okay? And also him coming to conclusion, realizing how he is as a son. So there's a lot of like, kind of like, he gets those closures. He gets those closures kind of in the way. And you know, it's an interesting story to tell, to see how it has kind of come along in a way, how it's just evolved into this whole like universe, guys. And really, yeah, it's just, let me know, guys, what you thought. Like, what are your favorite movies of his? What are your favorite scenes? These are just my thoughts and opinions, guys. I'd like to know in the comments below. And as always, roll an empire. Laugh, smile, repeat.